Hello, welcome back to Verbal Truth. Today is part two, and I'll be talking about some evil verses in the Bible, and I'm sure and I guarantee you have never heard of them while going to church if you've ever gone, or talking to a pastor or a priest or anyone that follows Christianity for that matter. So that being said, let's get to it. Exodus 4:24. God was going to kill Moses, but a lady named Zipporah took a flint knife and cut off her son's foreskin on his privates and touched Moses' feet with it. Now that's where the whole circumcision came from, but if you ask me, if a mom took a knife and cut off the foreskin of my private parts without any local anesthetic or asking me, I'd probably never talk to her again my whole life. Ezekiel 23:20. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses. I just threw that in there because it's a good laugh. But it's true. Look it up. Ezekiel 23:20. Whoever knew that there was softcore porn in the Bible? Hosea 13:16. God talks about killing kids and ripping up pregnant women. Let me remind you, none of these are a joke. These are all true. If you don't believe me, go grab a Bible and look them up. Numbers 31:15. Moses tells soldiers to kill all women and children. Now, despite what you learned in Bible school, if you ever went, you learned that Moses was this great guy. He set his people free. But what they don't tell you is he was an evil general who led a bunch of soldiers who raped and pillaged and killed a bunch of innocent people. That's the Moses, the real Moses that you don't get taught about. Of course, Exodus 2:11 through 13. Moses kills a man. Like I said, that's nothing compared to who the man really was. Moses, I mean. Deuteronomy 22:28. If a man rapes you, then you must marry him. What a way of life, huh? If a man rapes you, you must marry him. Deuteronomy 20:10 through 14. Kill every man in town, keep women and children for yourself. These are orders from God. So keep women and children for yourself, aka slavery, rape. 2 Samuel 12:11. God makes women get raped, then he kills the child. So he makes a woman get raped, and then as the woman is pregnant and gives birth to the child, God kills the child. What a nice and loving God he is, isn't he? Deuteronomy 22:20. Kill women who are not virgins on their wedding night. Stone them to death. So, yes, Christians have glorified this verse since then, saying it's bad if you marry and you're not a virgin, when in reality, the law of the Bible is you should die if you get married and are not a virgin. Not just die, but get stoned to death. The Bible is really no different from the Quran. People look at the Quran as it being an evil book. Well, the Bible is literally not much different, as you'll see in this next example. Deuteronomy 13:8 through 20, one of my favorites. If someone believes in another God, do not pity him, but kill him, stone him to death, and burn the town. Now, this isn't my favorite because of the message it's given. It's my favorite because when I read this, it surprised me beyond belief. I never knew anything around these lines could be found in the Bible, yet it is. Go look at it yourself. Once again, that's Deuteronomy 13:8 through 20. If you believe in another God, you should be stoned to death. Just as the Quran believes, kill all infidels. No different in the Bible. It's just we don't take it as literally anymore. Leviticus 20:13. Kill homosexuals. Yes, that's where all the hatred comes for homosexuals from the Christians. It is that verse right there. So it doesn't say don't like homosexuals. Homosexuality is wrong. Don't let those Christians glorify the Bible. It says kill all homosexuals. Leviticus 20:13. Exodus 21:15 through 17. If you curse or hit your parents, you should die. If you curse or hit your parents, you should die. That is in the Bible. So next time you see someone cursing at their mom or dad, tell them about this verse. Exodus 12:29. God kills firstborn of Egypt. Now, most of us know this story. If you ever went to Bible school or church, you know about Moses and the plagues, and God killed all the firstborn. But if you actually get down to think about it, that's quite evil. What God kills innocent little infants that are barely have even seen life. But what you don't know is that even though God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, so he wouldn't let Moses go. So God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, so he wouldn't let Moses go. So it's kind of God's plan to kill the firstborn. Isaiah 13:15 through 17. All caught will fall by the sword, infants dashed to pieces, and wives will be ravished, houses looted. Infants dashed to pieces, and wives will be ravished. Once again, that's our loving God that people praise every day and every night. Isaiah 13:15 through 17. Exodus 21:7 gives you the lovely rules on selling your daughter as a servant. So if you want to sell your daughter as a servant, look up Exodus 21:7. I'll give you the rules on how to do that. Last but not least, do yourself a favor. If you really want to understand the Bible, read the story of Joshua. I read this. Some absolutely horrible things in that book. You'll be surprised yourself. Give it a shot. It takes about 1 hour to read. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. It'll open your eyes and give you a new outlook on the Bible, especially the Old Testament. Yes, any of you Christian buffs will realize all these quotes were from the Old Testament, but don't worry. Next week will be some quotes from the New Testament. So don't worry, I'll cover it all. Thank you for joining me. Once again, this is Verbal Truth, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.